The following podcast has been brought to you by Bonesaw Entertainment. Bonesaw's in der Cam. Yeah, dig it!
Hello, everybody. I'm Chris.
I'm John.
And welcome to another edition of Fuck Mondays.
Yeah, we need to fuck it, because it's been a couple weeks.
Yes, it has. It's been quite a long time again.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was in Texas for a few days.
And I was moving again.
Oh, and the new apartment, I must say, is very lovely.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
It's a very nice big apartment.
And it's getting lovelier, so next time you're there, it'll be a little different.
Oh, very good. Just in time for spring.
Yes.
Spring cleaning, a spring cleansing, a spring moving. A spring cleansing, I don't know, because that priest seemed like a con man when he talked about blessing the apartment earlier.
Yeah, that was an interesting story.
Yes. We'll save that for another time.
Yeah.
We'll save that on the religious episode for Easter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah, that'll be funny.
Yeah.
And it will probably make a lot of people angry.
Yeah.
Good.
So you had your road test today, huh?
I did have my road test today.
So I guess you can start driving me around now, huh?
Nope. Failed on
What?
points.
What? Jeez.
A staggering 60 points. Fail.
Well, let me just ask. When you got into the car, did you close the door on the first time?
Yes,
Or did it take 2 or 3 tries to get that door closed?
I closed the door. There was nothing wrong with my door closing skills.
Because you seem to have a little trouble closing my car doors.
Well, maybe your car doors just aren't as good.
Oh, Are you going to talk about the Fiesta like this? Wow.
I don't know.
That's words right there.
Listen, whenever I attend fiestas, the doors tend to not close. I'm sorry. Wow. Fiesta being the Spanish word for party.
The next time you get kicked out of my car, don't take it offensively, okay?
Oh, that's okay.
After this bag talking to Fiesta.
I'll just continue my fiesta in the streets. How about that?
Okay.
Let's just party naked in Queens. How about that? Let's just do that.
That's what I do every day.
Cool. I guess your neighbors are lenient and or nudists. Part-time, full-time, doesn't matter.
They seem to be much nicer than the other ones.
Oh, well, that's good. Well, you also don't have a crazy old landlady.
No.
Which is a plus.
She is alive. She is alive.
The landlady is alive?
She's alive after the last
This is
fiasco.
confirmed?
Yeah. She gave me my security check back, so...
Yeah,
unless it was a ghost I got it back from, she's alive.
I don't think ghosts give money back. I don't think ghosts I don't think ghosts exchange currencies. I don't think currency is important to ghosts.
Why not?
I mean, what would a ghost need currency for?
To buy stuff?
In heaven? Or
in
hell? In ghost land? In ghost land?
In between, of course.
In limbo?
There's still currency in limbo.
Yeah, I mean, like there is the old Italian ritual where you place the coins upon the eyes of the dead, so that way they can actually, pay the toll to get into heaven. But I don't know. But I don't think they do that. But they don't do that everywhere. So I mean, it's not like you're gonna go to heaven and it's just gonna be a bunch of Italians and like Greeks or whoever else does that tradition. I mean, that would be interesting if you just go up there and you're just like, well, why are all these Italian people up here, God? Like, there's Al Capone. Like, these are pretty, like...
Why do you think most people always try to keep saving money and, until they're dead? Because they need money when they're dead.
I guess so. Like, you go up to heaven and you're just like, God, why is all these people here? And he's just like, well, they paid the toll. They paid the heaven tax.
It's just another plane of existence. I mean, of course, you don't think heaven has a tax?
I mean, these pearly gates ain't going to shine themselves. We gotta pay the lesser angels for that.
Yeah.
You got like maintenance men in heaven. Maybe there's still maintenance men and, maybe they still just do their jobs and they're just, things are just kind of a little better.
You think people steal in heaven?
No, well, I mean, probably, but then they probably go to hell like right away.
So you wouldn't need any loss prevention people in heaven, right?
Well, that's a tough one.
Like, is it just right away as soon as you, try to steal something that it's like they take it?
I don't know. I mean, is it poof or is it like surveillance? I don't really know.
If it's surveillance, then you need an LP team.
I don't know. I mean, I for one have never died, so I don't know how this works. And if and if I had died, I don't know if I had ever gone to heaven or hell, so I couldn't tell you.
Well, I started watching Iron Fist today, right?
Uh-huh.
And I'm like 5.5 episodes in. And, so obviously a little bit of spoilers here when it comes to Iron Fist. But the family, the Ward family, not the Ward family, but that's the son's name is Ward, who was like, childhood friends with Danny Rand, Iron Fist. The father, who is supposed to be dead, who isn't.
Not dead.
Not dead. Well, he died, and he explains how it was the worst experience he's ever had. But he's not dead. He's alive.
Uh-huh.
So, he would be the one that I would go to, I guess you could say.
Okay.
And maybe say so how much did it cost? And, could you steal anything? And yeah. But I don't think he was going to heaven. Because he doesn't seem like a good guy.
I don't know.
I think he's on the wrong side.
You know what I don't like. But you think that so far that Iron Fist is not bad?
Yeah, Iron Fist, legit stuff, not stuff that's not real like heaven. Yeah. Iron Fist is. I'm enjoying it. It's like it is the worst of all the Netflix series. Mm-hmm. It is, because I really like Jessica Jones and I really like Luke Cage, and I know there's also like a lot of debate on how good those really are.
Right.
Obviously, Daredevil is top notch.
Well, that's for sure. Daredevil,
both
nothing
seasons.
Can touch Daredevil
Nothing
as far as Marvel things on Netflix.
Both seasons of Daredevil to me are great.
Because Iron Fist, I haven't quite had the time to fit it in. My dad, of course,
I've had no time.
My dad, of course, did, and just watched the whole thing in 2 days.
Well, that's because your dad's
he's the Mike.
He's the Mike.
He's the Mike. That's what he does.
He's the crazy man who thinks that Hulk movie is good.
He thinks Ang Lee's Hulk movie is good, so I can't. I honestly just cannot trust his judgment. Huh?
I just can't argue with him.
No.
I don't mean I can't argue with him because I know he's wrong.
He's just going to fight you to the death for this thing, and you don't want to do. It's just going to be too much.
And his logic won't make sense to me.
No, it does not.
Nor does it make sense to anybody. But yeah, Iron Fist. It's like I said, all the reviews are like killing it.
Yeah, I was saying I was speculative. I was getting to saying that I was speculative on it because a lot of the reviews came in and they were like, "Oh, this isn't that good," or "It's just it's not great," or whatever it is. It's wishy-washy. But then on Netflix it has 5 stars. So I was like, it can't be as bad as they're saying if it still garners the 5 stars.
I just don't trust the original Netflix series saying that their own things have 5 stars.
Well, that makes sense too. You could just have some people at Netflix saying, "You there, intern, I need you to actually, let me try to give him like a little let me give him like some pizzazz. You there, intern! We need 5 stars on Iron Fist right now."
You sound like Vince McMahon's cousin or something.
It's, Jeff McMahon. Jeff McMahon. Jeffy Mac.
I wonder if Vince had any brothers.
Jeff McMahon on Netflix. I don't think so. At least none that he's ever talked about, so who the heck knows?
Who? Yeah, so, everything I've heard about Iron Fist and it's pretty much been like, pretty much skip the first 6 episodes, and then it's like it actually is okay after that. Mm. Well, I'm 5.5 through, so I'm pretty much almost there. But I don't hate it. I like it. I don't, obviously to me the weak point, and everyone is saying this, that Iron Fist Danny Rand sadly is the weak point of the show, which I agree with. Colleen Ang's character, everyone loves her character. And yeah, she's got a lot of good parts and everything, but I don't think she's as good as people are saying she is. I don't think she's stealing the show or anything like that. Mm-hmm. To me, Ward Meacham, who's the son of Robert Meacham, and that's the other family that's with Danny Rand and owns 49% of the company of Rand. He, to me, has been a really good character. Him and his sister, they're, pretty much they were co-owning the Rand Industries. Okay. That's worth billions upon billions. And then, of course, Danny Rand comes back after supposedly being dead, and his share is 51% of the company. Okay. So that was the issue in the first couple episodes. And the fact that, At
So
first
it has
was
like a businessy kind of angle.
so that's why people don't like it.
Okay.
Because it's like the corporate espionage and all that stuff, and people are confused. And I didn't like some of these reviews I was hearing that it's like, well, what does Rand Industries do? What do they cover? Like they cover everything. It seems that's why they're worth billions. So like that does kind of make sense. A corporate company like that,
So
you're not
they've
just
kind
into
of-
one thing.
So they've kind of written him in a way where it's like Bruce Wayne when he comes back from his training.
Right,
in a
and
sense.
it's like you're just involved in everything.
Okay.
And they did the more of the Green Arrow way where he's in the plane with his family,
Okay.
or obviously in Green Arrow just his father, but it's with his family,
Right.
and the plane crashes, and it's every 15 years this pretty much space above the mountains opens up like a different dimension where these monks are, and they find him, they train him to be the Iron Fist.
I see.
And his one mission is to take down the Hand. So that's my only gripe about the show.
So we're fighting the Hand again.
We're fighting the Hand.
Fighting
again.
the Hand.
We're not there
the
yet.
Giant Hand.
We're not there.
It's like the Master Hand in Super Smash Brothers. It's the hand, and then you got the Crazy Hand from like the second games. You get that.
Oh, remember that movie Idle Hands?
Oh, that was a great movie,
It was a good
actually. It's like one of the most underrated horror comedies, or like the Hand from Evil Dead 2, where like it's just going after him. Now I've got like a claw on myself, and I can't quite get it off. It's pretty bad. It's like a face hugger. I'm gonna need some assistance.
Okay.
Bad Hand, bad.
I think it's
I don't know, it's still twitching.
Yeah, so I get why, again, we kind of have to deal with the Hand, because it's, what are we getting right after this? We're getting the Defenders.
Right.
So it's like
So
they
that's the
need
common
something
enemy.
that puts them together. But that's why I like Jessica Jones, and that's why I like Luke Cage, because it had nothing to do with the Hand.
Right.
It's like we've been dealing with them, it seems like, for a couple of series now, and it's like, come on. Because we heard them way back in season 1 Daredevil, and then Daredevil himself took care of them. And that was also kind of like, so Danny Rand, like the Iron Fist, his mission is to take down the Hand, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which to him, at first, is like, they don't even exist. He's just heard of them. It's like a fable to him, but he knows that if they are real, he needs to take care of them.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, Claire, who Rosario Dawson, so of course she's in Iron Fist.
Right,
She's in
got a tie
everything.
in there,
She's the
too.
one that ties everything else in. So she hears him talk about the Hand,
Mm-hmm.
and she like freaks out. She's,
Right, because
like,
she actually knows
she's already
what they
dealt
are.
with them.
Yeah.
And so she says that to him, and he goes, "So you've dealt with the Hand?" And she's like,
Uh-huh.
"Yeah." And it did not end well, and I'm out of here. He doesn't even try to stop her and go like, "Hey, well, who?" Like,
He doesn't question like what
doesn't
they
question
are.
like, no, well, he knows what they are, but he doesn't
Okay.
question like, so how did you deal with them? Maybe Daredevil, and they don't even freaking say it. All she says is
so
my
he just
friend.
Kind of, okay.
Like,
so he just kind of assumes.
No, but he's just like, oh, okay. Oh, you dealt with them? Yeah, I'm gonna try it myself too. Bye.
Yeah, that's not really that great.
Like, why would you do that?
Just kind of be like, oh, well, I guess if a normal person was
Yeah.
okay with them, I guess I'll be like, I guess it'd be all right.
It'd be all right.
How hard could it be?
How we're gonna be? It's just the Hand. So that was the one part I was like,
Good.
oh, like I like the whole part. Like she's there, she's training with
Yeah.
Colleen Ang. Yeah,
Okay.
there goes
Sorry.
the idle hand
Sorry.
again.
He said he's
The
going to
Hand's
be
coming
good.
back.
You're going to be good? You promise?
There goes the Hand.
Yeah. Okay. No. You keep talking. I'm just going to...
Oh, yeah, you just keep talking to your hand.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Rosario
Okay.
Dawson's character, Claire, is trying to learn kung fu, karate, whatever it is, with Colleen Ang. So that's a really good part. Yeah, can you just put your hand down?
Okay.
Look at this. He's just
He's
still
going to be
going with his
good. I'm
hand.
trying to train my hand.
Yeah, just keep training. I think it's trained.
I don't know.
I wouldn't want that hand pleasuring you then if you really haven't trained it.
Oh, no. I'm going to call you Twitchy.
Oh yeah, you usually use the other hand, so you're okay
Oh, yeah, I'm a lefty by nature.
by nature. So I mean, that's pretty much where I'm up to with
Okay.
Iron Fist. So I'm
So
pretty
she
much
might-
done with the 6 episodes that people
Okay.
don't like, and I'm about to get into the good
So I
part.
guess he might go. So perhaps later on he goes up to her and he's like, "Okay, so what did you do to deal with the hand?" And then she explains the Daredevil thing. I only imagine that she'll
supposedly
reference
not,
it.
so-
Supposedly they don't reference it, really?
No,
Oh, that's kind of lame.
because they do kind of take care of the hand at the end of season 2 of Daredevil.
Uh-huh. Well, they
as
do,
you
but...
remember.
Right, but is this supposed to take place during season 2 of Daredevil or after?
I'm
Or
pretty
it's
sure.
not,
No, this is.
or at this point, it's not specified in the timeline.
I'm pretty sure it takes place way after because Claire's learning karate right now, which she has not
Okay.
in Luke Cage even, and Luke Cage was
Right.
after that as well
Okay.
because she moves after Daredevil season 2.
Mhm.
So this is like their.
Does this also
This
take
isn't all
place in
happening
Hell's
at the same
Kitchen?
time. No, this is like Manhattan,
Okay.
like 30, you know.
So she moves to Harlem and then she moves back.
I don't know where she. Well, she doesn't know. I don't know where she's
Or
living.
they
right
don't
now. She was
specify
just
where
there.
she's living at this point.
Yeah,
Okay.
we don't know where she's living.
So this could take place right after Luke
This is like
Cage.
Midtown, Gramercy
Okay.
area.
Okay.
I don't know. They don't really specify too much. They're all over the place. And Red Hook also. Actually, they were in Red Hook.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. I'll have to get on it as soon as I can.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the episodes are a bit slow. So if you have a day where you can just kind of relax and lay there and watch, it's good.
Okay.
And that's what I pretty much had to do today.
Cool.
So that's that.
Well, that is that.
Yes.
We got some pretty interesting trailers in the pipeline.
I wouldn't say interesting.
Well, I thought one was pretty interesting, and the other one was just kind of a nice little
I'm Kevin Hart.
extension.
Say
What is
this
this?
Kevin Hart.
Well, yes, it is Kevin Hart.
Freaking hate. I'm not a Kevin Hart fan.
You're not
sorry.
Really? You're not a Kevin Hart fan?
I'm not a Kevin Hart fan. What
I
can tell you?
liked his first couple of specials. His last one was decent, but I still think I'm a Grown Little Man is the best one that he's done. Mostly because I think he was a little bit hungry at that point because he hadn't quite broken through, but he's still very funny and he still puts out very good work. But it's just now he's just all over the place. But
Yeah,
I like him.
I don't see anything he's in.
Yeah.
So here is the trailer to Captain Underpants.
Tomato.
What is happening
right now?
Oh man, we can't show you the trailer because we don't want to get sued.
I don't want
For those of you on camera,
to get sued.
Wow, that's an expensive door.
yes, it is an expensive door. Oh yeah,
Hi, I'm George Beard. This is my best friend Harold Hutchins.
I like the
Trying to make each other laugh.
I like the Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Oh yeah, music in the background.
I'm glad you like it. I have no interest.
What do you mean you have no interest?
Got no interest.
No interest?
You know,
Why?
You're lucky you got me to see the Lego Batman movie.
Oh come on, that was great.
All right, but I don't care about these cartoon movies.
How could you not care about these?
Pretty simple. Okay.
Did you even read the books?
No,
What do you mean you didn't read the book?
I read the book.
Now I know why we weren't friends until high school, really.
Or we'll hypnotize you.
You didn't read this book? There you go, hypnotizing him with the hypno ring.
When I snap my fingers, you will obey our every
Yes,
command.
yes. Do it, do it, do it, do it. Yes.
Honestly, didn't think that would happen.
I'm marking out for Captain Underpants. He goes crashing through the window. Getting run over by a car and being okay.
This guy marking outside Captain Underpants. I don't know who he is.
Oh man. Oh Jesus, he's naked in the elevator.
Yep.
Yes. Oh Jesus. Alright, I thought that was a little too goofy. I didn't think that they would bring this into the mix for this. This, of course, is the second book, Captain Underpants and the Attack of the Talking Toilets.
It doesn't look like one book would be enough for one movie, so.
I mean, the books are short enough,
You really get a sense of the scope.
but I guess they'll make the second book be more of like the main protagonist, and then I guess maybe they'll do the third one. But I don't know. I thought I love those books as a kid, and I think anybody who grew up reading them, or at least, got the Scholastic subscription, I kind of miss doing that, like when they would just come around once a month with the book fair thing or the whatever it was. Hey, here's the Scholastic books, and then you just get your parents to buy them.
Mm-hmm.
And, I got so many Goosebumps books and Captain Underpants books from
Goosebumps,
that.
yes.
Calvin and Hobbes books. I think I have my entire collection from specifically that. I still have my Garfield Throws His Weight Around, for Christ's sakes.
Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, I read that.
Yeah, that was alright. Personally, I think that's an overrated book. But the movie was pretty decent.
But Captain Underpants is good.
Captain Underpants is comedy gold!
Well, we have a movie coming up very soon, which is very important to a certain industry, being DC and their universe. And we got a final trailer for Wonder Woman.
Yes, we do.
Which shows a very good origin.
I'm pretty excited.
Yes. So this is the Wonder Woman.
The gods gave us many gifts.
And we get to see little
One day
mini
you'll know them
Diana.
all.
Aw. This little baby Diana! Oh,
She's gonna carry us wood.
oh, she's so cute!
It's
She's
beautiful.
gonna break everybody's necks in 30 years!
That's
The
right.
fiercest among us even could. And that is not you, Diana.
No, because they didn't want her to have it.
Nope.
Because she's the daughter of Zeus.
Nope.
You will
She's too
train her.
powerful already.
The name Amazon before her.
See, I heard who the main villain is going to be in this movie, right?
Ares?
10 times harder.
Has to be. Which is great. I'm glad that they're gonna put him in there. And they're not gonna try to pull a Green Lantern and like just tease him in like an end credit scene.
No.
But she must never know the
Nope.
truth.
There she is with the
What
gauntlet.
she is.
See, the truth.
Yep.
She does not know that she's Zeus's daughter.
No, she doesn't.
The mascara.
Mm-hmm.
Such a beautiful place.
What is this place? Who
With
are
lots
you?
of beautiful
It is our
women.
sacred duty to defend the world.
Wherever you are.
I love how he's just kind of like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Be careful, Diana.
And she's like, oh, we're here to defend. But he's like, yeah, sure.
It's like he's playing the Captain Kirk character in this movie
Yeah.
from Star Trek.
Yeah, I mean, he'll never get away from being Captain Kirk.
No.
Or maybe not.
Okay. I'm glad that in this trailer we're seeing a lot more of her actually as Wonder Woman, and there she is using the lasso of truth.
Lasso Man, so cool.
Yeah, it does look very, very cool. And it looks like they're using a considerable amount of classic effects, and not... You know, that guy always plays a bad dude.
Always.
He's never a good person. I hope he's a good person
Has that bad guy look.
I hope he's like a good person in real life and not like just an asshole. Alright, yeah, I like that thing that they're playing on like a herringbone or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah, we don't have to see the comedy bit that they do at the end of every Wonder Woman trailer.
Yeah, it's the same comedy
Getting
bit
a
too.
little bit of,
You know,
Yeah.
Captain Kirk's like cleaning lady is just like, oh, I'm gonna say something clever and British. Oh,
Yes,
let's
exactly.
laugh at it. And it's kind of just like a cringy, like, feminist joke. But it's a not feminist joke. But it's
Exactly.
not. I don't like it.
No? No.
But, you know, looking very forward to the Wonder Woman movie, and
Yes.
I'm looking forward to it. But with the other thing that I was going to say about the Iron Fist critics thing
Oh, we're back to
is
Iron Fist.
no, not really. This has to more do with Wonder Woman. I'm wondering if Marvel and DC, as far as critics are concerned, if the critics are going to be flip-flopping on what they're going to pan and like pretend to love and like pretend it has no flaws, even if it does.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering if they're going to switch on that this year. Because last year it was all like, oh my god, the trailer for every DC movie was so wonderful and great. This is
And
going to
then
be
the movie
amazing. Then the
fucking
movie
sucked.
would come out and they would be like, oh, this movie absolutely was like total shit. And it was the worst movie we've ever seen and blah, blah, blah. And then with Marvel, but like the DC movies were like decent. They weren't, you know, as good as they should have been, but they were
Right.
still pretty decent.
They were.
Where, like, the Marvel movies, they were just like, oh my god, this is the best movie in the world. This is so great. Every Marvel movie is a 10, or whatever it is. And they weren't.
No, they weren't.
So I'm wondering if they're going to do the old switcheroo this year and just be, and like, just, you know, kind of just say, oh, this Marvel thing looks great, but it sucks. But this DC thing looks pretty cool, and it is pretty cool. Like, I mean, I don't think they're going to be, like, you know, that generic about it, but,
No.
you know, because they're critics, so they'll just, like, bash it like there's no tomorrow. Meanwhile, there'll be, like, one thing that's, like, just okay.
Exactly.
So, yeah, they're stupid. But that's not what we were here to talk about. We just came back. It is 2:57 in the morning on a Saturday, technically. Yeah. And we just came back from seeing Power Rangers.
Power Rangers?
Yes, we did. We just saw the Power Rangers. And they kicked some ass.
And I marked down
And
like
they karate. And they morphed. And they, like, made a Megazord. And then they had to fight another Zord. But it was Goldar. And then Goldar was like, I look like a knight. And they were like, we look like a knight. And then they fought.
Well, Goldar didn't speak.
Well, no, but he, like, he just was, like, there, and, which, like, Rita Repulsa was like, it's my knight, Goldar! And, like, it was just like,
Oh, that gold!
yeah, there was a lot of gold.
It was a lot of gold.
Like, I feel like the property damage to, like, the entire city of Angel Grove, because, like, the gold didn't go
It was
back.
a small city, too.
Yeah, but the gold didn't go back into the ground. So I mean, if the gold was still, we don't really see what happened to the gold.
I think it goes back into the ground.
Well, I'm wondering if it doesn't, because they don't show it. So if the gold doesn't go back in the ground, does that not would they not be able to, like, use the gold to pay for the property damage and, like, totally, like, do up Angel Grove and turn it into, like, a big city? I mean. That's what I would do. I mean, or at least they could, like, dig for the gold again, because now they know exactly where the gold is. So, like, Angel Grove could be like a new prospect in town. I don't know. That's something that needs to be answered.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
Because I mean, you know, who knew there was so much gold in little old Angel Grove?
Of course, because
that's, you know, I don't know. But that's where
the Morphers were buried.
Yep, yeah. Pretty rich, prosperous city that they just don't know about, and now they do.
And,
so
and a stone that could have destroyed worlds.
Yeah.
They have a lot of stuff there.
Yeah, all in all, it was a big commercial for Krispy Kreme. Which
Krispy Kreme, like, out of all the donut places, like, no, don't use donut plant.
Couldn't have been a donut plant.
New York based out.
Couldn't have been a donut plant.
Not even a Dunkin' Donuts.
Not even a Dunkin' Donuts. Well, Starbucks donuts are pretty craptacular, so I don't care. Couldn't have been a Voodoo Donut commercial. No, that I would have gone for.
Voodoo
Donut would have been.
No, Krispy Kreme.
No.
I like Krispy Kreme though.
Krispy Kreme's decent, but
we don't really have any anymore, that's you know.
No, I think
because they've all been destroyed.
Yeah, is Krispy Kreme more of like a West Coast thing?
Yeah,
or it's just not, or it's just going
not really
away.
Around anymore. It's just going away. There's still a couple left in the Pennsylvania area.
I see.
You know. But
yeah. Well,
so
maybe this is just, you know, maybe this is just Hollywood's way of saying, you know, we really miss the Krispy Kremes. We should get.
I think so too.
I think that might be the underlying tone. I think Hollywood collectively got together. Maybe they had
the Krispy Kreme.
Maybe when they were writing this, they had a production meeting and, like, somebody got Krispy Kreme to cater it because it was the closest thing to where they were.
That's where we're gonna put the stone.
Yeah, they were just like, you know, I really like the Krispy Kreme donuts. I liked them too. And the director was like, I wish. And the director was just like, I wish we had Krispy Kreme every day. I don't know why he sounds like that.
Again, another Vince.
But yeah, just everybody is Vince McMahon.
This
is Mike McMahon.
Every CEO is Vince McMahon.
He just has like a southern accent, like Mike McMahon. Well, I think we should be doing the Krispy Kreme donuts. Oh yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. I guess they were just like, you know, like he just goes up to the writers and he's just like, you know what, pal? I think we should put a Krispy Kreme donuts in there. Why don't we put the power crystal in the Krispy Kreme? And They were just like, yeah, Vince, I guess yeah, Mike, I guess we could do it. I guess we ought to do it. Or maybe it was like Vince Russo's, cousin.
God.
It was just like, yeah, bro, I think we should totally put the Krispy Kreme donuts in the crystal, bro. And we should have
Listen, bro.
Listen, bro. Rita Repulsa eats the donut at the Krispy Kreme, and then Goldar comes down.
And then
Listen, he's gonna
Zordon-
look like a giant knight, and Zordon is gonna be played
Zordon,
by
bro.
Dad from Malcolm in the Middle, bro. It's gonna be awesome.
And the last name of the guy who plays Zordon, we're gonna call Billy. That's his last name, Billy Cranston.
Billy Cranston.
the Blue Ranger, who's gonna be black.
And his initials also say B. Cranston, which is the same initials as the Zordon actor, bro.
Oh, man, we're
It's
gonna
gonna
just put
blow
it together.
everybody's mind.
Bro.
That's the connection,
Bro.
bro.
The ball.
Bro. That's
makes
Jack
sense to me.
Russo.
That
Yeah,
makes sense
it
to me.
actually does.
It all makes sense to me.
It all makes sense to me. Yeah, but Billy was definitely the best character of the whole
Best
movie.
character, just a heads up, all spoilers here, okay?
Well, I think they'll already acknowledge that by the Krispy Kreme premise.
Yeah, because that gave so much away.
It kind of
You
did.
didn't even give away the cream filling.
The cream filling was the crystal inside the Krispy Kreme. Inside.
It's really late.
I know. Or is it really early?
Touche.
Can't tell anymore.
Touche.
Just can't tell. But overall, Billy was definitely the best character in the whole movie. He
Number
brought
one.
the glue. He was, again,
yeah.
Billy was the glue of the team.
I like that. He
I
was the
loved
glue of the
that.
team. He was the glue of getting
Mhm.
them together.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't to me, and I know you also, for that beginning, this was a solid A movie. If it wasn't for that beginning part, which
the
was
first third,
just-
the first act was
I wouldn't say a third, maybe the first quarter.
no, the
Give me a
first
quarter.
third. It takes. Listen, the movie.
But you have to. That's what. No,
It starts off kind of slow.
No.
No,
It's okay. It needed to start off
No,
slow.
it needed to start off
But it
slow,
didn't
but
need to
it's
start
like,
off
but
with
it started off
stupid-
awkwardly slow
Yes.
and like kind of
But
like
not
stumbled.
fully.
Like it stumbled for a while.
It was no. There were just
yes.
two things that were said that didn't need to be said, and that was just the first quarter of the movie.
Well, we have a
First
well-
was the stupid idiot who thought he was milking a
well, yeah. I was
female
gonna
cow.
say that we have a bestiality joke in
Right
the first
away.
like 2 minutes of the movie.
And then Billy says
Which
a
was
really
gross.
awkward crayon things being stuffed up his butt comment.
Yeah, we had
If you take away
we had a
both those
weird
comments,
fetish joke and another weird fetish joke, one after
if-
the other.
if you
I
take
I
away-
don't understand what that was.
If you take away both those comments, solid.
Not really. Also, how
Yes.
does Jason not die within the first 3 minutes of the movie? He like totals the car after doing the bull jerk off thing, whatever it was.
It's called the safety features inside a car.
Oh yeah,
That's what it is.
and then like a regular
And
like
he had
truck.
a seatbelt on.
Yeah, because that saved everything when the car flipped over, crashed into a cop car, and like broke through fences and did all that stuff.
He was pretty,
He didn't even have a scratch on him the next day.
All right, it
and,
was
like,
3
also-
months later.
Okay, yeah, 3 months later, and the
Or
kid. No,
3
it said
weeks.
3 weeks later, and the kid doesn't get any jail time for this shit. Are you
He's
kidding
a kid.
me?
He's got the thing on his
Oh,
ankle.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
He got probation.
He gets house arrest and probation.
Of course.
The kid slammed into a cop car.
So what? He's not gonna get jail time for it.
Yes.
Sadly, a white kid.
Oh, we're not
He
bringing
ain't
that into this now.
He ain't getting jail. I'm sorry, but he's not. It's sad the world that
Well,
we live
no.
in.
Well, they
But-
made him a celebrity of Angel Grove because every time that he walks in, like he walks into Billy's house, and his mom is like, "Oh my God, it's Jason Scott!"
Well,
and
listen,
it's like
I think
so like everybody knows who the kid is because he's apparently a great football player.
the first part of the movie with them all coming together, they were all awkward. So it
Right.
kind of made sense because they all really didn't know each other.
Mm-hmm.
And they were all coming together.
Well, the way they did it was I was like they would like the Breakfast Club.
Yeah, I don't
They-
know. I don't really know that.
Okay,
So,
well,
of course you had to bring it up.
Well, because you can't. It was absolutely like the Breakfast Club. You had 5 kids who were from different walks of life. They are all in detention for one reason or another. They meet instead of like cheerleading practice or whatever it is, maybe it's on Saturdays because that's when I assume that cheerleading practice is for Kimberly, who gets kicked off the cheerleading
Yeah, which, by
squad.
the way, she's the only one that looks exactly like the
She
original.
really does look
She
like
looked
Amy Jo
exactly
Johnson.
like
It
Amy
was
Jo
frightening
Johnson.
when she cut the hair.
Oh my god.
I was very surprised.
If you just made it like a little bit dirty blonde, I would have been
Mhm.
like, holy shit.
Yeah, I wouldn't have known the difference.
Is that hard to order?
Or like giving her like the suspenders with the pink.
Which I
shirt.
gotta bring it up. What an awesome Easter egg that was. to
Yeah,
have,
it was a good little cameo to
have,
have her and Jason,
her
David,
and
Frank
Jason,
just
the
there,
original.
like just kind of like taking pictures of the
Taking
Megazord
pictures
at
like,
the
oh
end.
my god, look at that! It's the Power Rangers. Oh,
Yeah.
so cool.
Yeah, it was pretty neat.
That was
So I
pretty cool.
thought that was a
I
cool
was
way
marking.
to do it.
I was marking.
Yeah, I marked out hard for JDF and AJJ.
Yeah. Gotta use initials.
But they started off like the Breakfast Club. They all show up. They don't really quite get along. And then the jock helps the nerd. It's pretty much and then like the cheerleader chick shows up, does her thing, and for whatever reason people are applauding the crap out of her because she cut her hair. But it didn't. But like her
She looks
friends
good.
just. Yeah, well, of course she looks good, but she would have looked good either way. It just I didn't understand what the significance was. Like it wasn't like everybody was like, you'd look way better with short hair. And then she was just kind of like in denial about it. And then she went upstairs and cut the hair, and everyone was like, "Yeah, we told you you'd look awesome with shorter hair." But like that, no, there was none of that. So they were just cheering her for no real reason.
I thought her backstory was also a little like,
Well,
she was like the only backstory where I was just like, that's really lame.
yeah, but I think it was
I
like,
felt so bad.
but I think it was kind of okay
Like,
because
what picture did she? I would like to know what exactly this picture was of
Right.
her ex-best friend.
right. I assume that it's a nude pic, but because it was a
Yeah.
PG-13 movie, they couldn't quite say what it was, but they were alluding to it as that.
Yet they alluded to a guy jacking off a cow
I don't
and
know.
a guy making fun of supposedly crayons being stuffed up his butt.
I guess for some weird reason that's okay in Hollywood. I don't know. I don't know how these like weird law things go, where it's like,
And
okay,
by the way,
well,
Alpha
to make
5
this a PG-13,
was so sarcastic.
yeah. Well, actually, I thought that he was gonna suck.
He didn't
I
suck.
thought
but
Bill
his
Hader was gonna
sarcasm
be an
didn't make it
awful
bad.
Alpha 5, but he actually turned out being pretty good.
He
And-
did,
Yeah.
and it
So,
wasn't
like,
that weird.
No, so Bill Hader, you get a golf clap.
But yeah, so I thought, and it's weird. Her name, who plays Kimberly, and her name's Naomi Scott.
Hmm.
So I've never heard of her before,
Mm-mm.
and I would not if I were to look at her.
They were
and
mostly,
if
if
you were
not
to
all,
guess,
unknowns.
Yeah, I mean, I've never heard of them before. It's just
Yep.
Bryan Cranston,
Which I thought
and
was a
Elizabeth
good way to
Banks.
go, was to make them
Well, you have to.
be
I mean,
unknowns.
if you want these people to be we're hoping here, right? We're hoping this
Yeah.
becomes like the next generation of
Yeah.
Power Rangers in movies.
Just
and
as long
becomes
as they
6, 7,
don't,
8, 9,
just as
10
long as they don't
films.
make it turbo.
Well, right, none of that. But hopefully, this becomes something. I mean, these people could be in our lives for a
Mhm.
good decade.
Yeah, that'd be
Right.
pretty neat.
Elizabeth Banks was not only to me the best part of the movie. She was scared,
No,
scary,
she was good. She was like a
creepy,
scary, creepy old lady.
And
And she was obsessed with the gold. She was almost like
I-
Gollum.
yeah,
She was almost like
yeah,
a female Gollum.
yeah, but I loved the turn in the story, and I loved the whole part that she was the original
Right.
Green
I like
Ranger.
I like
and
the way
Zordon was the original Red Ranger.
Right. I like the way that opens
That
up.
was great.
And also that ties in to
That ties in
how-
everything.
Right, so
Yeah.
how in the original series, how like the Green Ranger and the Red Ranger didn't get along in the
Yeah.
beginning either. It's pretty cool.
It's really
So it's like the Green and the Red have always been polar opposites.
Yep.
I like that idea.
that was an awesome.
But also I thought it was interesting how they were just around forever. They were like the aliens that were just always protecting
Right.
Earth,
Mhm.
which is a direct nod to the Anunnaki. Which I'm not going to get into detail, but conspiracy theorists, you guys know what I'm talking about. So you could just kind of fill everyone else in there. And, just maybe YouTube that, and then, somebody else will do the job for you.
Just watch the X-Files.
Or, I don't know, just call Jesse Ventura. I'm sure he's got I'm sure he'd love to have like an in-depth conversation about this.
Oh yeah.
But they were always the aliens that were protecting the Earth, and even though they were like chilling with dinosaurs, they were just always there.
Right.
You know, or they were the original Native Americans. I don't know what you want to call it. That's
Jazz
assuming that it was always jazz hands for Native Americans.
Native Americans get jazz hands?
They never specify whether or not Angel Grove is in America, but I assume it is. Okay.
So how much of a, like, really just bitter was Bryan Cranston's Zordon?
Oh, yeah.
Man?
He was like completely different from what we know.
Like, the original Zordon that we know and for all the Power Rangers is he's just so optimistic no matter what, no matter how bad you Rangers are, you can do it, you can do it.
Yeah, he's always like very motivated.
The complete opposite. Well, you guys are terrible.
Yeah, well, also, he watched Rita Repulsa kill all of his, like, friends.
Yeah.
So, and he's just been there for thousands of years with the other crystals.
No, it made sense. I just thought it was so funny.
No, I know, but
to see a Zordon like that.
Well, yeah, at some point, like he like scolds them and he's like mean to them.
Yeah.
Like he's like, "Oh, you guys can't morph. You guys suck.
Get out of here."
Yeah, like he's just like, just leave. Like, you know what? Maybe this whole planet deserves to die.
I was just waiting for your hard.
Oh yeah. I mean, Zordon is kind of like Vince.
Yeah.
You know,
he's
like,
Vince.
Like you don't know if he's like a real person or not, so
planet.
he's just there.
Yeah.
But you know, and like Alfred, I guess Alfred. I guess Alpha is
Alpha.
I guess Alpha is like the Kevin Dunn, where he's just like, well, you heard what he said, so
get out of here, Rangers.
Yeah. Like he's like the only thing that we don't have is when people like booing Jason the Red Ranger hard, and then like Alpha is just like muting the crowd.
No, you're supposed to like him.
No, you love the Red Ranger. You love Jason.
You love him. We didn't get any ayes.
No, we got a couple. He only did it like twice.
Yeah.
But they weren't like the standard one from
standard.
like that one. I wonder why they didn't get the original voice actor who was Alpha, because he's still alive and kicking.
Because they wanted to do all
I guess because they wanted everything different.
I mean, Jason David Frank, he wanted to actually be in this movie as a Ranger.
Right.
You know? And it was very hard to tell him no. Because he's been in every generation of Rangers.
Right.
So.
Well, also maybe it might have had something to do with his budget too.
That's why I'm sure it felt pretty good that he actually at least got in it.
Yeah, I did. I did like how at the end of the movie we got the tease for Tommy to be like the new student, new detention kid, but he's not yet cast. So like his green jacket is just like he showed up and then he just like left, he already cut class.
Yeah, it's like this is the detention class, and he's cutting the detention. Yeah. So he's already super bad.
Yeah, he already doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, so Kimberly's gonna be falling in love with him because he's super bad.
Yeah, and then they're gonna have like the whole like rivalry between him and Jason. So I could see that starting.
That's gonna be really good.
So they'll do like a love triangle for sure. I liked Trini a lot, actually. I thought that she was like,
you liked her so much.
What's her name?
Her name?
Her actual name?
Becky G.
Becky G. It sounds like a rapper.
Yeah, I mean that's a stage name, obviously.
I assume so, but she's like
Becky G.
I thought that she was real. I thought that she was super cool. She was very pretty. Her character was a little at times.
Okay, so that's her stage name. Her real name is Rebecca Marie Gomez.
Oh.
Is she related to Selena Gomez?
We've got to find out. It's plausible.
Is an American singer-songwriter, rapper,
actress,
and model.
I was right. Wow, she does a lot.
Jesus Christ, she's only 20 years old.
Holy crap, so I guess she'll be like performing the national anthem at WrestleMania next year.
Is not Selena Gomez. Not related. Stephanie Gomez, Frankie Gomez. Frankie Gomez.
Is that the kid from Modern Family? No. I don't know.
Let's check. Frankie Gomez? Nope.
I was wrong. Anyway, so I thought that she was good, but her character like in the beginning it was like kind of flat, but then like it like picked up. Or it was like her parents are just kind of like
she was my least
weird
favorite
and annoying. Her mom is definitely bipolar. Her mom is nuts.
Yeah, she was my least favorite of the Rangers. She was.
I wasn't crazy about the kid who played the Black Ranger because he like the way like I don't know he was all right, but he played the character like kind of too like meta, I guess. Like, he played, like, the way that he was, like, very, it reminded me exactly of Squall from Final Fantasy VIII.
Oh, God,
where,
you're
like,
so racist.
He even had, like, the jacket, he had the leather jacket, white shirt pendant combo. Like,
I'm going to tell Chi what you just said.
Oh, please. Anyway, but, like, also the way that they introduced him as, like, the typical, like video,
typical what?
The typical video game Western anime way, and they were like, and you know, they have him like on top of a train, just like eating something, and he's just like,
it was a trailer,
whatever, and he's just like, and like the way that he plays the character is like, oh, I'm so mysterious. He even has like certain afflictions. He has like certain.
He's not Batman, okay?
No,
from the college.
No, he has like certain inflections where it's just like, geez, like you like, or even some lines are like cheesy enough where you're like, oh man, this is definitely from like a Final Fantasy game.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. One thing that I didn't like about the movie is once they like get the powers and everything, they just get them like the next day, and they can just suddenly like they just know that they can do all these crazy things. Like they just try all the like.
Yeah, it seemed like a little bit too much.
Yeah, like when they're like when they run up the mountain. Like I get that because they saw Trini do, and they were like, I guess we can do it too.
Yeah, because she was probably testing it out.
Yeah, because she probably already knew how to do that. Obviously, she did because she did it.
And the jump also.
Well, the jump she knew, but the other guys were just like, I guess we're gonna just go for it. Which you know, you don't just like Billy was the only one who was like, listen, this is a bad idea. We shouldn't do it.
They did the beginning because you know you can't complain that the beginning went too slow, and then you can't complain that it went too fast at the same time. But it
was just the pace itself was just weird because they gave the whole time frame 11 days, which you know. Was also it was good that they set the template for the time frame and everything.
Yeah.
So I mean, there were a lot of things they did well. The putties, I was like, I was hoping that they had a mustache, but there were no mustaches. They kind of looked like mini Rock Titans from Hercules.
Yeah.
But you know,
I was gonna say even like a little bit weird looking like Onyxes or Machamps.
Yeah, they did look like rock Pokemon. They looked like Gravelers.
Pokemon.
But they were like I thought that the putties were okay. The fights, I wish that there was more action. Like, the action didn't really happen until, like, the third act.
Yeah, I mean, like there was a little bit in the middle. But like I said, that was
but the little action
that they had.
I mean, the little action that we got was okay, but I think we could have gotten more. I think there could have been, like, a better fight coordination. I think the fight scene could have been longer with the putties.
I agree.
But, you know, I like that they showed the training montage because it wasn't just like, hey... You know, we can also do kung fu also, and I didn't know how to do it. But
I like the fact that they didn't just know how to do it right away. Like
I'm glad that they had the training because it was necessary.
Yes, and remember in the original Rangers, a couple of them were into kung fu already,
right?
Into karate,
right? And these kids weren't. That was the difference.
You know, and you could see them getting beaten up a lot and everything.
Yeah.
So obviously, my mark out moment of this movie is when the original theme song played.
Yeah, that was very cool.
When we got the swords and this came out, I started marking in the theater
again. Yeah, I saw that. You were like grooving in your seat, and you're like, I'm surprised you didn't get up and like
I was
do the actions with
because those swords came out. I was like, oh my god, this is
yeah. But the issue that I had with one issue that I had with the Megazords was that you couldn't like the way that they were. I don't know if it was the way that they were shot or the way that like they were like shaded by the CGI. You couldn't tell what some of them looked like. Like you knew what they were supposed to be, but if you were like a kid, you know, who was like 2 or 3, 5 years old,
like what the hell is that?
Yeah, because like the mastodon looked more like a beetle than a mastodon.
Yeah,
it didn't look like
way too techy.
Yeah, it didn't look like an elephant.
But they had to make it, you know, they had made it modern, you know.
No, I know they had to modernize it, but the Tyrannosaurus Rex looked cool. The pterodactyl looked decent. The Triceratops I thought was the best looking one.
Well, the best looking one was the Megazord.
Well, I mean, besides that, the Megazord looked great.
When that Megazord came out, even though you knew it was going to happen. I mean,
that looked
I just
freaking
wanted
awesome.
To play the damn
that
song
looked
again,
awesome.
because I would have marked out again.
Yeah. And also, like, for whatever reason, they animated Goldar with a great bod. Goldust had the Goldust. Goldar. Goldust, I have no idea.
He was there. He was there too, don't worry.
Goldar, best ass in the whole movie.
Definitely.
Definitely has been doing squats all those years in Angel Grove.
Squats, yeah.
Yeah. Good for you, Goldar.
I still, honestly, like I said, Elizabeth Banks.
But Elizabeth Banks was fantastic.
To me, yeah, definitely.
Especially like when she's on her quest for gold, and she jumps at the homeless guy and she just like rips him to
just
shreds.
Like
it was
super
like
evil looking. They made like her makeup and everything look just like really good.
Yeah, she
just
was
really
real
good.
vicious.
So if I hope this universe works out. It sucks the fact that this movie opened this like the second week of the Beauty and the Beast monster.
Yeah, that's going to take away a lot of it.
You know, and it's like I could already tell it's not going to do great money wise because we went the first night basically it's open and it didn't even have RPX theaters because the Beauty and the Beast still had it.
Well, Beauty and the Beast had like 8 theaters.
Yeah, so I was a little disappointed from that, but I mean we still got a good crowd for the late show, the last show. So I'm hoping that the reviews are decent enough, which they have been. They haven't been terrible.
They've been fair. And I just hope it can make that money because if this universe could be something, we're not just talking about, like they said, they want to do 6 movies at least out of this, right? That's a lot.
But they also are talking about doing prequel movies. And how awesome would a prequel movie be with Bryan Cranston and Elizabeth Banks seeing them actually together as Rangers?
I'd like that because that's something that we never really got on the Power Rangers show.
Well, that didn't exist.
Right. That I like how they created that origin and they got it to make sense.
That to me is the best part.
I think
because that opens up a possible prequel in the future,
and that would be pretty damn cool. I mean,
you could do a trilogy, which the end of the trilogy is
the prequel.
No, I'm saying the end of the trilogy is them finally. You see her finally turning and killing.
You mean like a prequel trilogy?
I'm saying a prequel trilogy.
Okay, that I like.
That you get to the point where at the end of the trilogy she kills all the Rangers, and you get to that beginning.
So almost like a Star Wars saga, but not done like 30 years later, not done poorly. Hopefully,
if they were to do this and stick with the timeline, we're talking about 65 million years earlier.
Well, that's, I mean, as far as the movie
I thought that was
made.
A bit much. I get it because they wanted to make the Zords make sense.
Yeah, and that was actually a good way to write it in really quick to just kind of shoehorn in why the Zords are dinosaurs.
I really thought that
was a decent idea.
I thought they did this as smart as they possibly could. Mm-hmm. So I congratulate them for that.
Yeah. I wish that they had a Vulcan skull though. There was no Vulcan skull.
There possibly was a skull
but
with that redhead annoying kid.
But he was just the ginger bully kid. Like
you know what it was? They didn't need them.
Like they might as well just. I think his last name was like Kowalski, but they might as well just call him like O'Doyle just because it would have been funny. It would have made sense. He's
those
a ginger
characters
kid.
From the originals, I think it was just too goofy to have them. It's like the stupid pig. One of Rita's henchmen, the pig,
yeah,
or the boar, the boar.
Yeah.
It was just a little bit too kooky,
right? Or like the doctor that she had, who was like the gremlin kind of doctor guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I thought that Goldar looked fantastic.
Goldar looked great.
Like looked really cool. Didn't have like the
it's like you didn't need to have him talking.
He wasn't like clunky. He was just like.
Cool
I like that he was faceless. I like that him and the Megazord were faceless.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Like I thought that was a very cool touch, and I liked how medieval they made them look.
Yeah, no, it was all like I said. It looked great.
I didn't get how they like just formed the swords out of their armor. I thought that was kind of weird.
No, he got.
No, I mean like the Power Rangers when he like just magically just had the sword like when his like arm transformed into the sword.
Yeah, I think he got it though from when he turned.
I guess, but there were some were some things that were just kind of like, oh well, they just happened like the whole.
You could just morph. You might as well be able to just have the sword come out. Like that.
But I didn't understand how like Alpha or Zordon like didn't mention they introduced the Zords and they don't mention, oh yeah, by the way, these things can like morph into a giant Megazord just in case things get a little hairy out there.
Oh yeah.
Because they mentioned that Goldar is a giant monster, and you think that they would remember to say that, hey, listen, if you have to save listen, in order to save the world, you might have to like do this thing, but only do it if you really need to. But like you can combine your Zords to just make a giant Zord, and you could just kind of end the thing real quick, just in case. But like they just kind of like almost die, and then the Zord just kind of like does it as like an emergency precaution. They all like morph.
No, I like
so
that.
I liked how their inexperience also showed too.
Right.
Like
they didn't just know everything.
Yeah,
it wasn't like, hey, let's just put these together. Because who the hell knew that you could just put something together, right?
Yeah, they weren't just like, oh, let's just try it and see how it works.
They did this movie as smart as they possibly could.
Right. What's your overall analysis on Power Rangers as far as a rating system?
Honestly, it was a solid 7.5.
7.5 for you?
Real solid 7.5.
I'm going to have to agree with a couple of the critics. I'm going to give it a 7. Just because the first, I want to say the first half hour, 45 minutes was very, like,
it was just those two comments.
Clunky.
It was just those two comments. It would have been fine.
I don't know. It just kind of was. It took a little while to get going, but once it got there, it was all right. So I'm gonna give it a 7. Okay. I just think that's fair.
Money.
I think that's fair. 7. I hope it makes money. Power Rangers, good job. Go see the movie.
Yeah, you don't need to go see Beauty and the Beast. It's made enough money already.
It's going to keep making enough money.
You can wait until it comes out on whatever. Just please go. Let's get these Power Rangers movies going. There's not going to be sequel Beauty and the Beast movies, okay? That's it.
I mean,
Bella
it could be
and
if they want to
Beast,
do it.
They're together.
Yeah.
Or no, wait, doesn't he die or she dies?
In the fairy tale, one of them does. He dies, but in the movie, he's okay.
Are you serious?
I don't know about in this new one, but in the movie, like everybody lives happily ever after. They made Christmas movies and stuff later on. They made animated sequels, and it doesn't matter. I'm Chris.
Well, I am John, but before we leave, I just want to check one thing.
One thing.
So there is supposed to be a new Justice League official trailer out today. And before we let you guys go here, I want to double check and see if it's out yet, because wouldn't we love to launch a new Justice League trailer,
yes, we
right?
would.
So let's just see.
Does it exist?
Well, it exists. It's just
is it out?
Is it out yet? And yeah, sorry I teased that, but
it is not.
You'll have to wait for the next episode.
Ah, botch
tease. It wasn't a botch.
It was a botch tease. Botched tease.
It's not my fault. It's not out yet.
Sounds like a band name. Botched tease.
It's a decent name.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I'm Chris again.
And I'm John
again. And welcome to goodbye.
Oh, that's a botch. That's a botch.
Botch.
Major botch.
Major botch. Fuck Mondays.
Fuck it.
Hi. Do you like buying things? Of course you do. Why not head over to Amazon through the Bonesaw? Bonesaw Entertainment has partnered with Amazon to guarantee you an awesome shopping experience right through our website. By shopping through Bonesaw, you'll provide us with a small kickback at no extra cost to you. This kickback will help us create better content, help us pay our staff, and allow us to expand and reach new heights. To do this, simply go on to bonesawzine.com, scroll down and click one of the links under Shop Amazon, and simply place your order for whatever it is that you want. Also, while you're on our site, if you enjoy our content, feel free to donate to our Patreon at patreon.com/thebonesaw, or even to PayPal, which you can do right there on bonesawzine.com under the Fund the Bonesaw line, and by hitting the Buy Now button. We appreciate all your help and support, and we can't thank you enough. Have a great day.